journey of AI in healthcare.
Dr. Samir, whenever you tell us, we are ready.
Just making the YouTube. If it be ready, we can start it.
9-6. Okay.
So yes, sir, we can definitely start from now.
Yeah.
You start with the welcome, and then I will continue.
Yeah. There is a good evening, all the participants, once again to our fourth session of CMIC's
Sixth session, sir.
artificial intelligence workshop, a unique workshop being conducted by CMIC. A very intensive program for 1 month, almost 11 sessions we are having of 1.5 hours each, and very active and wide participation by the IAP members and the CMIC members across India. And we are grateful and thankful for your active participation. We are also thankful for our faculty who is taking pains and daily conducting intensive program and guiding you in the WhatsApp subsequently. And we are seeing the results, green shoots, I will call, from some of the doctors, at least those who are a little aware. And doctors who are silent and not doing anything yet, probably we will urge them to start attempting and do the models which are being discussed. So recapping yesterday's, Dr. Samir, you want me to recap yesterday's? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So recapping, just for a quick recap for yesterday's program, you all know that it was a unique program conducted on stock exchange and use of artificial intelligence by Sri Parikshit Khanna ji and myself. I just gave a overall view of stock exchange, the background of stock exchange, and the various functions and advantages of having a demat account and a wide participation by the retail investors and the data being generated and the accessibility. And I gave some principles which are known as same as ever principles from a book which we have extracted some quotes of Morgan Housel, and cautioned all of you that don't jump straightforward into this field of stock exchange and stock investing without having a solid background and a solid knowledge of personal finance management, which few glimpses and rules and regulations I have told. And Parikshit Khanna has also showed you the apps or the models which are available, and how beautifully he has shown us how to generate this particular stock analysis or creating a portfolio for various age groups, various risk profile people, various needs and goals of the doctors, and how to go about and how the advice was given and taken for the AI for them. And it is also mentioned that it has got quite a lot of accuracy, but it is overall on us to do the due diligence, and with the solid background theoretical knowledge, if you have, you will never go wrong in this. So with this few words, I recap yesterday's wonderful session. Even till today, we are getting some good words from our participants. I was just telling Parikshit sir also to make the participant to do the work and create the portfolio so that you will be very much confident when you end up the workshop to do few of them and continue to learn. Finance being a vast subject, it's not easy to learn it in 1.5 hours, but nevertheless, it was a good beginning yesterday, and we are very happy to contribute to it, and we'll be glad to answer the questions in the WhatsApp. With this recap of the yesterday's program, I hand over the mic and platform to Dr. Samir Shah.
So, very basic and very clear-cut guidelines that yesterday what we received from Dr. Ajay Kumar and Mr. Parikshit Khanna. it will be really very useful and unique. But until you practice it, you are not become the understand what how it easy or it will be difficult, or really it will be usable for yourself or not. And for that purpose only, we are continuously asking you to do the few exercise in our WhatsApp group. Many are really active and doing the excellent work, and I hope they are really getting a good outcome of utilization of the workshop, and they can be definitely entitled for the our advanced workshop in future. But at the same time, many are still remaining on the silent mode. If you are remaining in silent and you are, it's a workshop, if you are not doing yourself, it is very difficult for you to catch up then after. And recording we can't able to you provide because it's an ongoing workshop. So for the few days we are opening this recording, keeping open, and it will be really helpful you to recapture. But it's not at all the option of the live utilization of tool what the our faculties are giving to you. So now today it's one of the very important aspect of the utilization of the artificial intelligence, and that is the how it can be artificial intelligence become the bias, it may be hallucinated, or it may having some ethical issues. How it will be affecting your practice in as a medical field, or it you can have how you can not entertain such problem enter when you are really utilizing the artificial intelligence. And for that purpose today we have two experts going to speak about it, how you can under check the this type of the ethical issues and how you can overcome from them. And after that, if time permits, we will discuss further about the how you can personally check this in your way. So now I hand over the mic to the Mr. Parikshit Khanna and Mr. Prakash Tiwari for further proceeding. Thank you.
Thank you. Parikshit, we can start.
Sure. Okay. So guys, welcome to this particular workshop. In this particular workshop, we are going to discuss about how you can improve your prompting, how you can avoid hallucination, how you can avoid being biased, how you can avoid, and I'll be covering few of the security option, what is there for you and what is not there for you. So let us start. So prompting writing for doctor. So always, as a doctor, I have find few guidelines from the internet of how you need to prompt to get exact answer. So if you look at my screen, telling the AI what the role to act. So using the role, the chances of hallucination or chances of inaccurate data is very low. Like you are a clinical assistant trained in WHO maternal health guidelines. So if you mention the big organization name, the chances of hallucination will go low. Or you can type summarize, like if I use this prompt, summarize 2025 India, schedule for children in 5 bullet point, max 120 word. For prompt like this, always mention India and the organization name. And on Chat GPT, as a doctor, if you are doing research, I have covered this yesterday. There are two options. One of the option you can go for is search the web. So I can enter the prompt over here. If I click the search the web, it will refer to its internet feature. This is for, it will refer to 4 or 5 website, and the chances of hallucination and inaccurate data is very low. It's, low. It's up to 0.1% approx. Okay. If I use this prompt without search the web, then yes, ChatGPT might use old data. So chances of inaccuracy will increase. So either you search the web or you guys have tried the deep search. Okay. Also provide context for better accuracy. So I've seen multiple doctor using the prompt without providing the context, which you can remember our day 2 focus on rural hospital with limited stuff, or focus on rural hospital in India. Provide the context, okay, and ask for structured output. List output in bullet point with vaccine name, age group, and interval. So you need to structure your prompt. So though we can write a prompt combining all these things, but these are few things. What to avoid as a doctor when using AI? It has, I have tried, I've read 50 research paper. So they clearly say if you are uploading any Excel, please avoid using patient name, lab report, or case history. Even if you have to use patient name, you have to make sure to enable this setting, which I have covered, that go for this setting, and this data control should be off. Okay. By default, if this option is on, then please don't mention the patient name and don't mention the crucial detail. Okay. So ideally, I have read multiple research paper. So they say, if you don't enable this option, then please avoid using patient name, because multiple doctors, they don't know how to disable this option. So this option is for them. Okay. Don't use AI to write suggest treatment plan for individual patient. You can use a prompt, suggest me a treatment plan for this particular, don't mention the name of the patient. Okay. So these are some guidelines which are given by a big hospital and organization. Avoid ask broad or emotional question like why a doctor overworked. So if you ask emotional question, why are doctors overworked? So, ChatGPT has natural language processing model. So if you ask emotional question, then as a doctor will give you, as a AI, ChatGPT will give you emotional answer. And I remember the talk of Dr. Ajay, that as a doctor, you have to be emotionless and you have to write unbiasedly. So if you say, help me with this, and why if you write any prompt related to emotion, ChatGPT will get emotion, and that might lead to bias and hallucination. So I will request Dr. Ajay, if you can share some highlight, because I remember your talk, like, as a doctor, don't have to be emotion. So if there is any way you can unmute yourself. Okay.
Ajay sir, you have to unmute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Dr. Shri Parikshit,
Parikshit.
what do you want me to do?
Okay, there's an option called there's a guideline which I'm sharing.
Yeah.
Avoid asking broad or emotional question like why are doctor overworked. So if you write a prompt why doctors are overworked, or please help me with this, I'm feeling sad. So chat as a AI model, Chat GPT has NLP. It might lead to bias and hallucination. So we need to avoid. So I was telling them about your talk yesterday,
Yeah.
where you mentioned as a doctor, we don't have to, we cannot work with emotion,
True.
you know. So can you
Like,
share more highlight or more insight about this?
No,
What do you think about this prompt?
yes,
in,
definitely. You should not mention your emotions and answers in the plan, in the treatment and approach to the patient when you're handling patients. That's what I think is my understanding. And whenever there is a patient, you should separate the emotions and personal involvement in the care. You should be as professional as possible. That is what we call bedside manners.
Sure. And Dr.
here,
Samir, would you like to share some insight?
here there are two things. The emotion of the two sides. One is the emotion of the doctor and emotion of the patient. So we have to consider that thing when the AI at presently giving the data about the any emotional related things, it having a totally bias of the things which is available in on-site that the our database, and that will be giving a majority time the most of the time positive emotions, because all the research that will be done will be for the positive emotions. So at presently, you can prompt anything. It will give that ideas about the more of the positive consideration rather than the it will be the even the negative aspect of that emotion. At the same time, if you just ask something related to if you are having a suicidal tendency, what to do, it is again goes into the emotional database and give the prompting and the ideas which would be more hampering and more damaging the person's thought process. So we have to, it will be at present the AI is not practically ready to give the answers of such type of the emotion, and that what we have to keep in mind.
Exactly. Thank you, Dr. Samir, for insight. And there's one more option. If you are using the ChatGPT 4.2, don't trust 4.0 for drug dosage or urgent decision making. So if you want to go for drug dosage or advanced level of thing, then you should go for advanced reasoning model, which has been covered by me couple of time, and go for deep search. But if you are someone who are using ChatGPT for drug dosage or urgent decision making, then 4.0 is not for you. Always go for advanced reasoning, deep search, or go for Gemini deep search, or go for Grok think option. But trusting basic model for drug dosage is not something which is recommended, because I have seen multiple people at IT Delhi, and they talk about this issue that people are extracting drug dosage from ChatGPT, and they end up and they are getting admitted to ICU. So, don't use 4.2. Even though don't, trust chat GPT for drug dosage, always, take the advice of a doctor. Don't eat any medicine without the prescription of a doctor. Okay?
Here again, Parikshit, catch is that the AI will not give able to give the exact dosage for the kg or the related to the disease if you are asking
Mm-hmm.
for the dosage. So here we have to ask a specific prompt related to the disease, related
Mm-hmm.
to the race from which they are belonging to, and again related to the maximum and minimum dose of that thing. And that will be
Yes.
very difficult for the general people to ask that, and majority of the people we are asking just write up the amoxicillin dose, but it's not like it's the
Yes.
amoxicillin dose ranging from the 40 milligram per kg to 100 milligram per kg, and where it will be really implemented, it will be practically decided by the doctor, not by the AI. So that's what we have to
Exactly.
keep in mind.
And also, many few people in India typically they are don't able to write context. I'm having this problem and help me
Exactly.
with this thing. And if they don't write proper context, then it will be a problem for them.
Exactly. And
Okay.
for that thing, symptoms checker and the probable diagnostic different to many tools or medical tools are now available. So rather just utilizing the chat GPT is not the ideal way of the for this type of the tools. Rather than utilize the that type of the medical tools where you having all the data will be accurately added in that and specifically utilized for that thing.
Exactly. So smart Chrome doctor can use summarize the latest WH update on hypertension management for community clinics. So what will happen after this Chrome? Chat GPT or Gemini, they will automatically refer to WHO website or also list 3 ways to explain cervical cancer screening to a non-medical audience, or draft a patient education leaflet on insulin use for new diabetic. So as you can see, we are giving the proper context. Okay, so the key lies in giving the proper context to ChatGPT. And I recommend you one more option in order to give, uh, proper context. You can use this tool, which I have found recently, that will help you write a prompt in giving more context. So how you can do? There's a option called Prompt Perfect. So using Prompt Perfect, you can improve your existing prompt. If your prompt is basic and you cannot write so many lines, it's very difficult for you. So I have found a new solution which is called Prompt Perfect. It is a AI that can improve your existing prompt. So it's called Prompt Perfect. I'll be sharing this in the WhatsApp group. Okay, let me show you how to use Prompt Perfect.
At the same time, sir, Parikshit, just keep the things in mind. AI is really searching you and it will be following you. So anything which will be the very sensitive and related to real things of the your health related things, be uh, understand that it may be a generalized thing what you are submitting to the all over the world. So you have to understand you yourself giving your identity to the world. So be precautionally take the proper precaution when you are utilizing for the your own prompting or the any patients related specifically patients content that will be exp- uh, give the identity of that patient. Otherwise become very difficult then after to catch back to from that place.
Exactly, sir. So guys, if you can see this option, prompt perfect, we have added the prompt on the right side. And if you can observe from this prompt, it has increased the prompt. You will it has increased the number of words of this particular prompt. Okay. You will be provided latest WH update. Your task is to summarize this update. To achieve this, it has written a big prompt out of the short prompt that you have given. So that can solve you this option, that it will give you much better prompt. Okay. So prompt perfect, you can improve your result with the help of this particular AI. Now I'm going to talk about the privacy of each model, which I have found this data from 4050 website. Okay, so on the basis of my research, I'm giving you this data because this question keep on coming that, so chat GPT training data by default input from chat GPT may be used to improve model performance. Okay, so I have shown you the privacy option. So they are going to use your input to improve their model performance, but they are not going to leak your information. So each data is inside there of chat GPT. It will remain for 30 days. This is for chat GPT free version. Majority of us are using free version. And the best part, I've got this option from multiple sources. Conversation may be reviewed by a human moderator under OpenAI to ensure compliance with the safety policy. So I keep on getting option that, ChatGPT is safe or not. So ChatGPT has had multiple multiple engineer and multiple people, and they'll be reviewing each and every conversation to make sure it to have a safety compliant issue. So, and I have got this data from 4050 sources that they will be not be leaking our information. Okay, but the problem is that ChatGPT free version is not HIPAA compliant. Okay, so if you need a ChatGPT in power with HIPAA compliance, it's always recommended to use ChatGPT Enterprise version. So ChatGPT Enterprise version is the only solution if you want to work as per HIPAA compliance. So is there Dr. Prakash or Dr. Samir, will you like to share some light on this?
Sure,
Thank
I can surely talk little bit about what is it means actually PII and HIPAA uh, compliance. So PII, I think everyone, it's all about the particularly in generic PII, personal identification informations. Anything, it's all depends upon the country and locations. Anything related to your personal identification, which Mr. Parikshit was covering, right? Like email ID, Aadhaar card number, PAN card number are considered to be very sensitive data. Okay. In certain countries like Europe and US, race is also considered very sensitive. It's very, very important. Okay. Uh, to basically how we are like, getting rid of it and while dealing with how we are processing this data. Uh, and similarly, when it, and then there is a domain specifications, right? In the finance or medical science. So medical science, this compliant is called HIPAA compliant, and there are lots of other things. But the baseline is your personal information should not be leaked at any point of time. It should be like, there are multiple ways getting handled. I can share a small use cases which we have built a product, very simple, and it's very related to our daily life, right? So I am very much into conversational AI. You may be listening lots of call from your insurance or someone is calling you like, can you take this credit card number and online support. In background, they also process those conversations. Okay, while processing those conversations, we have to make sure that uh, we are not processing any kind of personal informations like card number, Aadhaar card number, or particularly US client race also. Race means white and black race also. It's very important. And I mean, right now it's very good. Uh, it's a context. Okay. So those are very important and subtle issues, genders also. Okay, so this type of processings we used to do manually, and not manually, automatically right now using AI is matured enough to handle those. This is what like personal information PI all about. And HIPAA is again the compliance which implement PI. More medical science terminology. I think Dr. Samir can explain a little bit more on this. But overall, this is the things which we want to talk. How it's getting handled, as I mentioned, like, reductions, personal PI reductions, what we call this is a process. It get
Yeah.
star, 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 or there are other ways to do that. Over to you, Dr. Samir, sir.
Right. So it's like a ISO marking or something like it's a HIPAA compliance. HIPAA, if you just check, it's a full form that include the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. Actually, it is not at presently present into the India, but when we are discussing about the Chat GPT based application that is implemented into the our hospital setup or our clinic setup or the our personal Chat GPT as a doctor, you have to keep in mind what the Parikshit sir is saying. It's not a HIPAA compliance, mean it's not authorized you to utilize this as a official website or the official app for your hospital, because if something happen because of this wrong transformation of the data or the something related to leaking of the data, ultimately you are personally responsible being a doctor. You can't give that it's a the Chat GPT answered and you just write down that it is a Chat GPT based answer, so my liability is nothing. It's not like that thing, because you are not utilizing the authorized tool, so you are 100% liable to anything that will be happening wrong or the something given misinformation by that Chat GPT. It is the only and only you are liability in the account of the law. That's about the how the HEPA compliance utilization of the AI.
Sure. Thank you so much, sir. And now we have second model which I have covered, ChatGPT Plus. What do you mean by ChatGPT Plus? ChatGPT Plus means that if you go for $20 plan and you pay them 2,300 rupees per month, it is called Plus model. Okay. So similar to free version, data will retain inside ChatGPT for 30 days. User can opt out of having their data used for training purpose, which means that you can select data control and you can opt out. If you don't want your ChatGPT to use your data, you can opt out from there. And this model of ChatGPT, which will cost you 2,300 rupees, this is not HIPAA compliant, but at the same time, it's not sharing your data with OpenAI team. Okay. And they have very high level of privacy and okay. So which is the model with highest privacy? It's called ChatGPT Enterprise. So a ChatGPT Enterprise, they will not use inputs are not used to train the model. I've get this data from multiple websites and offer the ability to sign the business associate agreement (BAA), making it suitable for handling HIPAA compliance. So this model is called ChatGPT Enterprise, which is the only model that you can customize it for the HIPAA compliance. So how to go for ChatGPT Enterprise model? So ChatGPT Enterprise means that you can connect with their team, and as per your hospital, you can you can go for this model ChatGPT for Enterprise. Okay, it's heavy, so you will get this option to contact us. Contact if you click on contact us, you can fill your company name, company and first name and work email, and they are going to show you the pricing might be around $100. So they are going to create a chat GPT for your firm that might be HIPAA compliant, and you can use it for your clinic and you can use it for your hospital as well. Okay, and so this is the only option which guarantees HIPAA, and in data retention is not there in chat GPT. Data retention is there in the free model as well and paid model. But if I talk about HIPAA compliant as a doctor, only chat GPT enterprise version is the only solution. Okay, for this particular problem. Now we are going to talk about Gemini, which is again very popular model. In Gemini 2.5 version, I've covered Gemini as well in my first workshop and the workshop which I have done yesterday. Data retention might be there up to 3 years because so in ChatGPT data is there for 30 to 40 days. But in Gemini 2.4, as per their website, which I've gathered from Google Help, the data retention will be there for up to 3 years. Okay, enterprise user can benefit from isolated. So if you go for enterprise version, ChatGPT 2.5 free or pro, they don't have a HIPAA compliance, but at the same time, your data will be safe. Google will not be sharing your data to train, they are not going to sell your data, which is already, so Gemini 2.5, high level of privacy, but it is not HIPAA compliant. Okay. And the best model of Gemini, which is made for enterprise and that is having HIPAA compliant, it is called Gemini Nano. So Gemini Nano is one of the most futuristic model by Gemini team. And though it's a paid model, but it's a HIPAA compliant model. So Gemini 2.5, so it's called DeepMind. It's powered by Gemini DeepMind and it is called Gemini Nano. So if you go for the subscription of Gemini Nano, uh, it will be having high level of security and this model will be HIPAA compliant and the accuracy of this model is very, very high. Okay, so it's called Gemini Nano and I've seen multiple organization and hospital, in Mumbai, they are using this model, DeepMind by Google, which is also called Gemini Nano. So let's talk about the next option. So just give me a minute. I'm resharing my screen.
Sure. In the meantime, can everyone thinks who owns the AI outcome? Everyone just have a thought. What today Parikshit is covering. Who finally owns? If you are doing legally, who owns this data? We'll discuss in later over WhatsApp group. But just start thinking who owns the output of AI.
So while I was searching how secure the data is, I got this option. I have dedicated Fiverr. So using deep search, I got this option while offering advanced feature. It is not inherently HIPAA compliant. Retain data for extended period. Caution is advised when handling sensitive data. So I got this option that while if you are uploading the sensitive data, you have to be cautious. Though they have not told us whether they will be using our data or not, but I've got this option, be caution. Okay. But so you can go for this option, which is called Gemini Nano, provide on-device processing, enhancing privacy, and how its capability might be limited compared to the cloud-based model. So Gemini Nano is the only solution if you want to go for full-on privacy and HIPAA compliance. Okay. So tips for privacy: use fake name, sample symptom, or a 65-year-old male. So rather than writing the name of the patient, you can refer it as 65-year-old male without actually mentioning the name of the patient. So you can use this approach. This is called jugaad. In Indian language, use fake name with the symptom. Ask general question. What are NC guideline for in adults over 60? And this is a synthetic case. Do not store the data. So you can add a privacy warning to your own prompt as well. Okay. So hallucination risk in free model. Hallucination means that if you don't use advanced reasoning or deep search, AI can make fake drug names. It can give you fake data. Indian maternal mortality is 45 per 100K. Misinterpret WHO or CDC guideline. Reduce this asking for source link. So you can ask ChatGPT, provide me the source link only from WHO, CDC, or authorized organization. Adding a confidence check prompt like rate your confidence 1 to 5 and highlight any facts you are unsure of. So you can use this prompt, rate your confidence. You can ask ChatGPT out of 1 to 5, how much confident you are with the text you have given me. And if you are not sure about anything, please also highlight about anything you are not unsure of. So chances are if ChatGPT has given you some hallucination data, so it will say, I'm not unsure of this particular thing which I have shared with you. So you can ask ChatGPT, what is your confidence on this particular data out of 5? Okay, so this is one of the techniques which I have used, and it's able to detect hallucination, rate your confidence. Okay. What to watch out for in biasness. He's a good doctor, she's a caring nurse. So these are gender related words. Example of bias you might notice. Like there's a word, he's a good doctor or she's a caring nurse. So if you use this type of prompt, then yes, biasness might take place. So if you type something, patient in slums are often illiterate. So chances are, it might hallucinate or it might be biased some point of time. So you have to avoid this prompt. Even you are conversing with AI, please avoid this type of word. Like, uh, I hope you are getting the example. He's a good doctor, caring nurse, or patient in slums are illiterate. How to fix this? Ask AI to write a neutral tone. Avoid prompt like avoid stereotype, use professional and inclusive language. Write from perspective of a rural female doctor and urban male resident. So you can use this prompt to avoid biasness. You can ask ChatGPT to avoid stereotype. Use professional language. I have told you about temperature, right? So you have to operate at very low temperature. So this type of prompt will help you remove biasness. Okay. Always use ChatGPT from secure browser. Don't use public shared devices to access AI tool. Turn off data sharing in ChatGPTs. So I've already shared that you need to, in order to be more secure, don't use your device with the other member. Secure your data by disabling this option. And also, do not forward screenshot of AI generated clinical answer without verification. Okay. So I've seen multiple people doing this in the group. Don't forward the screenshot of AI generated clinical answer. It might, the chances of data leak might be there. So final checklist for doctor using AI. Define AI role, task and output format before starting. Use general clinical question only. No patient information. Always verify drug value and guideline from trusted medical sources. Or you can go for which option? Or you can go for deep search or advanced reasoning. Okay. Avoid stereotype in generated content, which I have mentioned earlier. Use free tools for notes, slide, and education, not treatment advice. Okay. So if you have a premium GPT, you can create your own My GPT. So what is the solution? You can create your own My GPT with the sources that you verify. So My GPT, like I've shown you yesterday, we have created our own GPT with our own sources. So the only solution is you can create your own GPT with your own sources that you verify. So this is the only way to get 100% accuracy. Okay. Or Gemini, or you can go for My GPT. Okay. Suggested use cases for writing awareness component, preparing SOP, converting WHO PDF into plain. So these, if you combine all this, you will get the idea that on ChatGPT you can give the fake name of a patient, and these are some standard guidelines which you can use to avoid data leakage. Okay, so this is the extra precaution which I advise each doctor. I'm getting so many messages. Okay, so these are few guidelines which I recommend while using ChatGPT and AI model, and you can improve. So if you have any question, you can add to this, because how to avoid biasness, to remove emotional trigger work. Okay, just to summarize. Okay, and so if I conclude, ChatGPT does not use your data, but the only ChatGPT enterprise model is there, which work as per HIPAA compliant. Okay, and at the end of the day, ChatGPT has hired many. They have hired a team that will review, like conversation may be reviewed by human moderator to ensure compliance with safety policy. Okay, so these are the things, and no data leakage will take place, but you should avoid using any sensitive data. So, Dr. Samir, would you like to add something to this? with the things which I've shared?
No, go ahead.
So just to conclude, I've summarized, and so guys, and Prakash, will you like to add? Because I think I've covered almost all the concern, like biasness, hallucination. You can avoid hallucination using advanced reasoning model and deep think model. And I've shared you guideline. Prakash, will you like to add something to it? Because I have completed my set with this sheet, and now we can take any question and answer that you might be having, or Prakash, you can add something.
Sure. No, it looks good, but just to, as Parikshit has discussed and covered few part, right? It's very important to understand, like, most of the LLMs are biased. If you want to see just a very small prompt, you can ask any LLM, create image one. Just write, prompt of create a CEO of a financial company, or create an image of nurse. You can just now you can try yourself and share your observation. You will itself find what just now Parikshit has covered, what is neutral tone means, why it required. You just type in the chat GPT, create image is free. Uh, so then you look into that, what kind of images you are getting it. So to prompt, create a, create a image of CEO of a financial company or IT company, anything. And then also create a image of nurse. Just try. Are you getting something? Let me share my screen. I just tried. How to share it. And then you can share observations. Then you understand the biasness, what he was talking, why to be neutral. So I shared the screen. My prompt is very simple. Create an image of professional CEO in IT industry. This is the image I got. You will get a similar kind of image. Another prompt I created, create an image of nurse working in a hospital. This is the image I got. Just confirm in the chat. Are you getting a similar kind of image or different image? You will most likely, you will get a similar kind of image. CEO means wearing a very formal dress, old age, Western person. Luckily it has a black hair. That's good. Uh, okay, standing in these positions. Okay. Uh, Nurse is always, okay. So here CEO, most of the time you will get a male. Most of you, if you write it as a male, it will be male. Okay. And similarly, if you ask for the nurse, most of the time we will get a female. Okay, which may not be the case. There are multiple, and this is all perceptions as well, right? If you talk about air hostesses, the first thing come into the female characters. Okay, when we talk about a CEO, or maybe something like army persons, no man, army man. So itself comes about some kind of male. So those are some of the biasness. What I want to say that this whole things data is trained by, most of the things, the historical model are the trained by the past, where the most of the CEO were male, but it no more now. Okay. Similarly, this data is wrongly trained uh, and fully biased towards, like, it's giving always nurse. Whenever I tried, I always get a young girl image. Okay. Sorry. You can itself try with a different one. Always I get younger images around that. Okay. So that's what, like, the whole things I wanted to tell. The model, particularly this model is very, very, all the LLM models are biased. It's not respective to the sum of the data, right? 2 or 3 examples I have there. And very gently, very nicely, Parikshit has covered how to avoid this biasness by a specific prompt. I really like, uh, I really like some of the prompt, Parikshit, which he was sharing. He see neutral, how to avoid that, giving more context. In fact, you will see now professional, the paid versions, they themselves defining the, okay, do you want to be neutral or not? ChatGPT new version is coming and they are doing it. So biasness means this. Just wanted to show you what is biasness means, and rest, Samir sir, you can further cover it.
Prakashi, I will like.
You will get it. You will get the similar things. Everyone will get the similar image, most likely. I tried 10 times and then I presented it. Yeah.
Prakashi, I will like to add one thing. There was a AI summit where Narendra Modi ji has mentioned that if you try to create an image of a person using left hand, it will create a right hand. And he has shocked everyone. It was one of the limitation that he has highlighted in his conference, that if you try to make an image of a left hand, so there's a why people PM Modi pointed out AI flow. We tested it. So he mentioned that if you want to make an image of a left hand person, AI will also just make an image of a right hand. And he has shocked even Sam Altman by OpenAI is also shocked by this revelation. So this is a trend, on the 12th of Feb, because this was the limitation that AI always saying that you should write from a right hand. But if you type, Modi ji has tried that if you try to make an image of a person writing from left hand, even the Sam Altman was shocked. So this was a classic example of a biasness, which is highlighted by Mr. Narendra Modi ji in AI Summit. It was
Right.
trending as well in the month of February. Yes, Prakash, you can continue.
Yes,
No,
sir,
that's all. That's all.
it is always right. Basically, I always write same thing regarding how we are utilizing actually in AI. Is we are always testing its capacity. We are never utilizing it. Okay, it will be the how helpful to us, and that's a problem in the medical field when we are utilizing it as a tested thing, that let it give the something all details what actually doctor has to do. That should be the wrong concept, and that should be we have to come out, because everything it not can be possible by the AI. Ultimately, human intelligence is always powerful than the artificial intelligence. It will be definitely summarize the things what we really want from the large data, and that is the actual application of the artificial intelligence in the medical field, rather than getting the data. That will be ultimately the as a being a doctor our work. And because of that thing only the few guidelines are coming from the NMC also, so what you can do with AI and what you cannot do. But it is still in under process to make it the official guideline. But in the Europe and the other places, it is already coming that it should be the human friendly. One thing, it should not hampering the human data and not harming human at all. So that is a basic concept of the utilization of the AI when we are utilizing it for the medical field. So don't test it, utilize it for the your purpose, and get the give the data that this will be the things, and my thought process is this. Please give the more detail about that. Then and then you can reduce the bias what you are talking for, and it will also reduce the hallucination also, because you are prompting that, "Okay, this is my interpretation, give your idea about that." So that will give the give the thought process according to the our thought process, rather than generalized idea.
We call this as a stereotyping.
Yeah, so
We have asked for a CEO's image, so a CEO's image has come, which is there in everybody's mind. Similarly,
So-
like nurse image, we have asked it's come as a nurse. It can be a male nurse.
so this is a very important discussion which is going on, and there are few important things, what we need to also highlight here. So basically, we can divide LLMs into two types. So there are free types, and there are, let's say paid types. Paid types are typically called enterprise LLMs. So we actually buy it as a license. These are very expensive licenses. We buy it from the company. Then what happens is the model runs actually in our server. So let's say if I'm running a hospital, actually in my hospital, I own the data and I own the model, and no data is going outside. Then it is completely secure, which is actually required for hospitals. Whereas there are smaller models which can run on smaller computers. So there are models like Llama, there are models like Mistral, which are open source models. So how it is calculating it, we are able to know. So for hospital use cases or healthcare use cases, it is always advised that the model runs on the computers which are inside the hospital, and these are open source models. So open source models are Llama, which is the largest open source model. Then there is Mistral, and then there is Microsoft PHI. So these are actually the open source models, because many of you might be the CEO and CTOs of the hospitals, and you might be asked to advise which model we should be really using. So these are the typical kind of models we go for healthcare environment. When we use free models, like let's say either it is ChatGPT, or either it is Gemini, or either it is even Grok, or either it is any other kind of, let's say, free model, sensitive data, it is not advised for medical advices. We can use it for our own use, our own research and everything, but patient data should not be put there, because even the models are not ensuring that they can actually ensure patient privacy or even our privacy. So this is a very easy rule to identify. We can play around it, but not for patient information, not any private information. Even I won't be suggesting that you should be putting your private information also, because it is anyway going to the cloud provider, and it can be manipulated. There are different ways where it can be manipulated. So always remember, if it is free, it is coming with some kind of a risk. And it is always good to understand its best way to, because it can do very good research outputs you use for it, but never put your sensitive and personal information, like your age, like your specialty, like your location, like your bank details, like your likes, like your dislikes. So all these are very, very sensitive information. Never put it in the free models. If you want to play around your sensitive information, it should be always run on your computer, so that it is not exposed outside. This is very, very important. I think if you are watching also the news around it, so just by identifying a picture, so somebody put a picture of and asked the ChatGPT, then it did a forensic analysis around it, and they could find out that this person was involved with somebody else, just purely based on whatever data is available in social media. So we have to be sensitive, and because we are doctors, so that's where we have to be extra sensitive. And when we say it is HIPAA compliant, this is actually a safety standard for the softwares, which is actually applicable for the HIS and EMRs. This is not actually applicable for our own personal use. So again, I am repeating this because this is very, very important, because liability is also associated with this. If you are using free models like ChatGPT, Grok, Gemini, use it for your own use, for your own fun, for your own exploration. Never put your personal or sensitive details, and never, never, mandatorily never, patient details into the free models. If you want to go deeper research, which can be a patent, which can be patient information, then always run it on your own computer or inside your organization server. So these are the two things I think can always help us. And very important to understand what are open source model, because how the LLM is calculating this result, that is open. So this is explainable. So in medicine, always we have to explain the models. So open source models are Llama, Mistral, and there are other models of, let's say, Gemini has got an open source model called Gemma. So these kind of models are explainable. We can understand and deduce why this result is like this. Whereas closed source models like ChatGPT is a closed source model. Why ChatGPT is giving this answer, we cannot explain. That's why this cannot be used actually for healthcare, uses. So this has been really exciting, and then I think this is motivating that all of you are actually participating with greater kind of joy and zeal. And for safety, privacy, I think this is an important, I think, takeaway for all of us. Dr. Samir?
Yeah. It's a really absolutely correct thing that ultimately how when we are utilizing it, it will be the personal use, no matter which you are utilizing. Just keeping in mind about the keeping the safety of the your patient's data and your own data. But when utilizing specifically for the your commercial purpose, be assured that it should be the properly licensed version. Second important thing, don't will be utilizing person is a paid version when you are utilizing for your commercial purpose, because ultimately liability and owns will be the of the yours if something happens wrongly because of the AI answering. So that would be directly you are putting that thing is a proof for yourself that you are promoting these things. So it would be really considered as in land of the law that it is a proof against you. Yeah, Prakash sir and Parikshit.
No, no, that's all. Maybe Dr. Satish, or Parikshit sir, one thing we should cover is the copyright of uh, the data which is generated by AI. So you all will be, I will talk and then maybe Parikshit or Satish sir can uh, talk a little bit. So you all will be knowing this. If data is generated by AI directly, there are lots of cases going across world. Is it copyrightable or not? Answer is no. All the court has given this judgment. If machine is generating data, it's not copyrightable, or one can challenge. New York Times versus US court also. New York Times is saying that they have copyright their data, but who has copyright? Machine is not human, and then the legal term is coming into the pictures. If that data is little modified by humans, like image getting generated and further edited by human, that means creativity has been added, then that is the copyright violation. But if directly uh, something uh, direct machine is doing, is not a copyright things. So just wanted to add this line, and others, Satish,
Very,
sir,
very,
Parikshit sir.
very, very, very true and very important. This is also relevant. This is applicable for doctors who are writing papers. So, like we can generate papers using AI. Now, editors also have got tools which can also identify whether the paper is generated by AI, and it is going to be rejected by the review board that this is generated by AI. So this is very, very important. So what we do is you can use AI tools to generate a paper. This is for advanced courses, but then we have to humanize it again. So there is a AI generated content which cannot be copyrighted. Then you need to humanize it by adding your own creativity. So let's say I will give you a good example. As you keep on using I think all of the answers are going to be similar. So let's say the previous presentation what I made, I tried a lot with the AI tools, but nothing could satisfy me. Then I had to actually consume the main stuff and start writing my own, let's say, slides. So this will keep on happening in the creative field. So you can ask it to create a script. It can actually create a script, very equivalent of Salim Javed, but it is not going to be original. When you humanize it, when you put your own nuances, your own creativity, then it is going to be treated as original. Now, this thing is changing little bit when it comes to drug development and patents. So all the patents have been asked to be open. All the clinical trials are now open, and all the LLMs can now search for all these things. But when we are searching for a new drug or when we are searching for a new idea, there is a right for the inventor to keep it to themselves. So there is a little bit of a gray zone. If you have some original idea, then you should be extremely careful not to take help of AI things, or you need to stop at a place where you are actually doing your own creativity. So these are actually gray zones for advanced users, and you should be really, let's say, aware about it. But it is also important for all of us to know that, in the coming years, all the WhatsApp forwards or LinkedIn articles, or let's say Instagram stories, whatever you are going to see, they are mostly going to be generated by AI. And you should be also able to understand that they have been designed to affect you, they have been designed to persuade you, and we all should be aware about it. This is an excellent point, Mr. Prakash.
Exactly. And one important thing regarding the when we are considering for the research purpose, we have to keep that thing about the plagiarism check also, because most of the time this plagiarism will be the search very easily when we it is AI generated, and now the tools AI itself is giving the how much the AI generated or the human made with the proper prompting. So it will be easily you can keeping out. Just preparing an article is not enough, but the humanization of that article is now very, very important to give your thought process. Second important thing, when we are utilizing the AI, give it as a proper source. Say we are utilizing AI for utilization, preparing this thing, and give a due credit to AI when you are publishing it, rather than just hiding that it's your own article. So these two things is very, very important when we are considering now in the research field.
Perfect, Dr. Sami. So if you guys permit, I can actually show you how we can do all things if from the starting to end. So while we are discussing, I have already asked ChatGPT. So it says that yes, you can copyright a research paper that incorporate content generated by ChatGPT, provided that you contribute substantial human creativity and originality to the work as mentioned by Prakash ji. Okay. And however, if the work created solely by AI without meaningful human input, it might not qualify for copyright protection. So how to humanize the content? So step number one will be to write research paper outline. Okay, I'm sharing you two steps. Write a research paper outline and enter your topic. Let's say my topic name is AI in digital marketing or AI in healthcare. Okay. Now I can simply write use this data, because problem is that if you ask ChatGPT to write a outline, it might not give you the verified data, and there will be an issue of bibliography. So in that scenario, I recommend you, like majority of you, to use this AI called SciSpace to get a citation from authorized research paper. You know, so this is a AI which I recommend you to use. It's called SciSpace, and you can enter your topic over here. Let's say I'm writing on AI in healthcare. So as mentioned by Dr. Satish, so this is one of the AI that will take the data and citation from open-ended research paper and clinical strategies. Okay. So SciSpace is the only AI in the market that will get the relevant data from all the authorized research paper and clinical studies. Okay. So SciSpace, as you can observe, AI in healthcare, it has taken a research paper written by Mahadev in 7th Jan 2025. And the best part, I can listen to this podcast or I can chat with this research paper. So, and on, can you observe on the basis of all the research paper, it has summarized and also give you the citation. So what else you can do? You can copy the content and paste it here on Chat GPT. Like you are feeding Chat GPT, Chat GPT with the relevant data, and you can also feed this bibliography inside the brain of Chat GPT, so that if you ask Chat GPT to write a bibliography, it might not hallucinate. And the best part, it is giving you bibliography from the top research paper. Okay, so the chances of hallucination will be very low. Okay, so I hope so I'm going to use this method to get good amount of data. So once you have this data, now we can solve the second problem. The second problem is of uh, humanizing the content. So there are two ways to humanize the content. Either you can, you know, if okay, let me do one thing. If I write 1,000 words introduction. Now, you have to do one more thing. You have to add your own data. So I hope while writing research paper, how many a majority of you do some research, right? I hope आप सब लोग Google form fill up कराते हो. तो आपको जो the whichever data you have in form of Google form, you have to feed over here. So you can enter this, add photo and file, and you can ask ChatGPT learn from the data which I have gathered from Google form and add this in above research paper. So what will happen? You are giving some human touch, correct? And Dr. Sumi, if I'm not wrong, every doctor they do some research, Google form or anything, they can upload that data over here. So the best part, yes, sir.
Parikshit, this will give the comparison of the your data along with the search what you are dealing with for the bibliography, but it will not directly humorize the content what you are saying, but it will definitely give the direct product of the comparison of the published data and your data.
Sir, I'm going to cover the humanizing part. What I'm doing in this model, I'm combining the primary data and secondary data just to make sure that I have a full authority to do copyright on this data, because I'm also doing some human intervention. I'm adding my own data as well. Okay, once I hope majority of you can upload your Excel or PDF, whichever primary data you might be having. So now it's writing 1000 words data. So now we have to solve two issues. One issue is of plagiarism. Second issue is of AI generated content. So I hope these two are different issues. Okay, how to solve the issue number one? You can solve the issue number one by using either AI, either you can use Grammarly or you can use this AI, which is called humanized AI. Okay, so these two versions will help you. You can open this AI, which is called humanized AI. This AI, you can only paste up to 500 words. You can copy the content and you can paste it over here. It's called humanized AI. So this AI, though it's limited to only 500 words, it will humanize your content at some capacity. So there are three AI, which either you can go for AI humanizes.io. Okay, you can paste a text over here. So what is the use case of this text? It will humanize, and it's having some word limit. So both of these AI will humanize your content, just to show you. And now how you can check whether your content is AI generated or not? There's an AI called Copy GPT. So Copy GPT will tell you, it's called Zero GPT. So Zero GPT is a tool that can tell that whether your content is AI generated or not. So you can open Zero GPT. So at the one hand, it will take around 5 minutes to humanizing your content. And now we can check how much of our content is AI generated. We can click on detect text. Your text is how much? 99% AI generated. So if you use this tool, you have to humanize, you can copy the result from here, and if you paste it here, it will say your text is around 5% AI generated. So the more you use this particular tool, I think due to some network service not able to human. Yes, sir.
Parikshit, can you just copy paste same thing into Chat GPT and ask you how much it's AI generated? What the result
No,
is giving?
it will by default, it will, it never give you the exact answer.
No, it will give answer. Just that's why I'm asking you.
Okay,
Just
okay.
do that.
How much of our is AI generated? It says, every is AI by me, because ChatGPT knows given by him only. So it's
Right.
always preferred to use such tools like this, because he's being honest. Also, we have two options: either use humanized.ai, or we are going to outsmart AI. So we are going to type over here, write a research paper, uh, in, uh, in above, use basic English and do some slight grammatical error. Okay. So the way this model are trained, these models are trained to identify the English who are perfect. Okay. So we can try to outsmart. Either we can use humanized.ai, which is defaulting right now, or we can ask you some slightly grammatical error. And I'm pretty sure majority of us, we cannot write English at 100% accuracy. I can vouch for myself. I can copy this content and we can try. Okay. Your text is human written. So from 99%, it's saying that your content is 100% AI written. So this is how we can solve the issue of humanizing. Now we can solve the second issue, which is called of plagiarism. On AI generated content, the plagiarism is approx 30 to 40%. With a bad prompt, write a research paper on this topic, plagiarism will be 70%. If you improve your prompt, the plagiarism will start going down. So only way you can decrease the plagiarism is by increasing the size of your prompt. So if you want to reach the level of 0% plagiarism, you can use this tool, which is called Ref and Write. It is called scientific research paper writing software. This tool can do paraphrasing at 100% level, and it's called paraphraser tool. You can copy only 500 words over here, and this tool can do proofread, word choices, and you can select paraphrase. So this tool will paraphrase a content for you. As you can see it from simple, it has given you 3 options of paraphrasing. So if you copy this content and you can try on Quillbot, you can try on Grammarly, and it will show 100% original content, no plagiarism found. So using 3 tools, humanizing, ref and write, you can remove plagiarism and you can humanize. Dr. Samir, you will like to add?
Yeah, Parikshit, just keeping that thing when we are putting this thing something directly from the AI generated thing, you have to read the each and every wording. Otherwise, sometimes this type of they can change the total wordings of your content, and that become very difficult for you to find out when you are submitting that data, and that become totally misinterpreted sometimes.
Yes. And so the best part about reference right, since it's created for research paper, the paraphrasing that it will do, it might not deviate because this is meant for academic paraphraser. So out of all the paraphraser which are out there in the market, this is one of the best one because it's meant for the academic purpose on. So though I've used multiple paraphraser, but it's one of the best. And yes, Dr. Sumit, you are right that you have to double check. And so using these 3 tools, one is humanizing. Yep. So this tool has also humanized. So we can check the output of this tool as well, humanize.ai. So let us check whether the content generated by humanize.ai, it's able to find the AI generated content or not. We can copy the content and paste it here. So we can check what is the accuracy of humanize.ai. Uh, I think it is gone to sleep. So just give me a minute. Yeah.
Parikshit,
Okay.
I am just going to give some exercise in the next coming days
Yo.
to our WhatsApp group regarding
Yes.
same thing. How to let's make some research from our groups only. We will
Yeah.
give you some. You are as a being a faculty, we can give some specific aim and objective related the topics, and people can do that as per their own interest to do the research search work, and they can put into our WhatsApp group. So that
Yes.
exercise we are going to do. So this
So
your prompting will help a lot them to prepare their data.
sure, sir. But just to give you an insight, this tool is given from 99 using Humanize, it has reached to 64. So either you can use Humanize 3 or 4 times and it will reach up to 0. Or you can use this prompt, which is on ChatGPT that do some grammatical error and we have achieved 100% rate. So I hope the people who are attending this, you will get some insight. And Dr.
Yep.
Samir,
So
you are right. Yep.
this is also an important aspect, I think, just to understand. So very recently, there is an agreement which is agreed between ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, Grok, and all the models, right? So any content which is going to be generated from AI, there is a hidden code which is either going to be labeled as okay generated by AI. So if you edit any image now with AI, it is going to say that edited with AI. Same way, the content has also got some hidden code which can identify that this is done by AI. So the humanized tools which is using AI are going to struggle slowly because one tool which is working for humanizing AI in the content is actually going to be get caught by the AI, let's say, content generator tool. So there are again, 5, 6 tools like Turnitin and other things, what you should be knowing if you are acting as an editor. So my advice would be, I think, we constantly write papers and patents. So my advice would be, most of the time in research paper writing goes in literature review. And AI is a great tool for literature review because literature review cannot be, let's say, caught for AI generated or cannot be caught for plagiarism because you are actually giving the citations and the generations. So AI is a great tool to cut down the, let's say, time for literature review as well as, literature research. AI can also give you the methodology, even that doesn't actually go for, any kind of, let's say, AI check or something. Where the AI check for a paper acceptance is usually done is about, how are you interpreting your research results and what is your data. So like what Parikshit also said is the same thing is your data has to be original, it has to be generated by you, and it has to be having the timestamp, over what period of time you actually generated the data, and then how you are writing the interpretation of it. So mostly, these two paragraphs for a good quality paper in peer-reviewed journal usually takes around 15 days if you're doing a real good work. So I think, you should be depending on human labor yourself for these two paragraphs, which is interpretation of the data and writing the summary. Rest of the part, I think, you can depend on AI writing tools. Then I think, there is a bigger chance of, this getting, approved by a peer-reviewed journal. And this is a everyday changing paradigm. And as the writers are getting smarter by using AI tools, so are also the journal reviewers as well as editors. So this is a constant pull and push, but we should be really understanding where AI helps us, and then where we should be really doing our own writing. So in that way, I think this can be a foolproof paper what you can really be submitting.
Perfect. Prakash sir or Parikshit?
You know, so what I can think of, I have also tried uploading 4 or 5 research papers. So I've mentioned earlier there's an option that you can upload your PDF. So if you upload 3 or 4 research paper which is written by human being, and you ask it that write as using the same tone and language mentioned in the research paper 1 and 2, write in the same language. So you can write a research paper using the research paper written in 2010 or 2011. So this is also the one of the way where you can bypass the AI, because I have uh, found multiple options. So what I'm saying is you can go for this particular option. You can upload some human written research paper over here, and you can train Ask ChatGPT, learn from these 2 research paper written by human, and write like this using the same tone and language. So it has the ability to run from AI written, human written research paper. It will use the same tone and language. So this is one of the way through which you can bypass AI.
So
So list goes on and on.
here just we are disclaiming that we are not bypassing any human AI, a human intelligence. It's a just a right utilization of the artificial intelligence to reduce your work burden of the research, and always research remain original when you have your original data available. Otherwise, never become the original research paper.
So, I'm the devil's advocate. So I keep on sharing you jugaad through which you can bypass AI. So I'm someone who can fight for AI and
We are
so
all are promoter of the AI, but again and again I am saying we are promoter of the AI, not the cost of the human AI, our intelligence. So
Okay.
any question from the audience, they can directly unmute and directly ask, because we have now 5 minutes remaining.
Yeah.
Yes, just I also disclaiming that here this class is not giving anti-artificial intelligence discussions. It's just give a precautionary measures while utilizing the artificial intelligence. Never remain reliable on the artificial intelligence, and do the right use of the AI along with the HI.
yes, HI being the super important part, because HI created AI, so no one can replace HI.
And just keep in mind, multiple tools are available in the market. but at the same time be precaution that when utilizing the unauthorized or the unregistered artificial tool, you are always at the risk. So they never try and do the any error of the sensitive data when you are doing something trial on the other artificial intelligence tools. That we have to keep in mind.
Exactly, sir. And as mentioned by me, you can use the fake name, or you can mention that a patient of this particular age is having this particular problem. So these are some ways where it's preferred to never share the exact name and address of a patient, and never enter Aadhaar card or PAN card details of anyone.
So from tomorrow morning, I will share few topics on which anybody of the our delegate can do the research. They can just we will make the list of the things how they can do practically the research work, and then with the help of the our 94 participants in the our WhatsApp group, if everybody can give something the data on that, or they can fill this Google form that will be created by the our members. We will get some pool of the research data that can be we can practically interpret at the on the 30th of the our last session. Let's see how practical it is possible. We are trying to create some research work, and we can directly try to make a proper research paper also on the date of the 30th May, on the last day of our workshop.
Yeah, very good discussion. There is one request from Dr. Punit Kumar. Please share humanized and plagiarism tools in WhatsApp group, please, that we can refer back. That is one. Yeah.
We'll share them tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
With the use cases.
Yes, Rashmin bhai, you can take over.
Yeah, and this AI versus HI is going to go a long way. But my personal opinion regarding paper is a last product. The research is first. So work is done and then it is put on paper.
No,
And
it's
I
not like
think
that, Rashmin bhai.
mostly,
Even not like that. Even for the research starting also, and also with the AI. So
mm,
you can get the idea from the AI what research you want to do, how I can do, and how I can generate the data database, and that database you have to circulate from the your different sources and get the data, and you have to feed that data into AI, and you can give the final result also. So AI can handhold everywhere in the research part. But keep in mind, ultimately, should be having a specific thought process should be in the mind. What type of the research you want to do.
yes. And the basic objective of research is to search something which is already hidden, like discovering, which is
Right.
hidden, research. So this is my personal opinion that using this technology in field of research nullifies it fully or at some extent the basic objective of research.
No,
It is
no,
to find out
no,
something.
no.
And
It's not like that. No, it will give more precise result rather than the human bias.
okay, anyway, this is just my opinion. And with this, uh, any of the participant, if any question, then we will conclude the session with once again. Thanks a lot.
Good
Uh,
evening. I have one question. How to
yes,
create
Dr. Vijay Bade.
flyer uh, with the help of AI or birthday wishes like thing from AI?
Uh, we can take at the 30th, if you don't mind. Just you can just plan and write the something what you want to write. We can make practically on screen making of the flyer with the help of the different tool.
Yeah, and this is Parikshit has covers. So there are lots of tool. Mid Journey, AI Canvas. Uh, you can directly give a prompt. They can create.
We we
Okay.
gave you the link of there is an AI for that. Do use that. There are around 100 tools there.
Yeah.
But just to answer your question very specifically, now you can type either in ChatGPT or Gemini, or Gemini Canvas is very good for these kind of things. You just go to Gemini, choose Canvas, and then say that, I want a flyer for this, I want a birthday card for this. You just describe in your natural language, and it is going to generate that for you, and you can download that. So it is very, very good. You can
Easy.
try also QuenChat. QuenChat is also pretty good. So all of the GPTs, all of the LLMs now provide a, flyer production or a presentation production or a HTML page production. So very, very easy.
But two things is keep in mind. One is they will give the ideas about the designing, and again they will give the idea about the writing purpose also. But the ultimately idea is that what you want to write, you have to first feed them in proper prompting. What Parikshit is saying repeatedly in his presentation.
Vijay, I want to show you something. Okay. It's very simple. I have created something for you. Simply type on ChatGPT, create a flyer of Happy Diwali from Vijay, and ChatGPT has created this design, Happy Diwali from Vijay. Simple. Vijay, can you see your name over here? Happy Diwali from Vijay. Very simple
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. But it is
So-
possible from our routine ChatGPT
Yes,
app.
yes,
App.
yes.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
In that, where to see that? Because
Simple and type, create a flyer from Vijay, Happy Diwali, Happy Valentine Day, Happy Dashera.
okay, okay. Thank you, sir.
Well,
Yeah, Rasmi, you can conclude now.
Yeah. So thanks a lot once again. And special thanks to Mr. Parikshit Khanna as a lead faculty. Thanks, Mr. Prakash
thank you
Tiwari
so
for
much.
moderating. And thanks a lot to Dr. Satish Pilas to enter in the discussion and make it lively and guiding further. Once again, thanks a lot for Dr. Ajay Kumar and Dr. Samir Shah to contribute further. So journey is really on. And with this, thanks a lot to all. Good night.
Thank you
Good
so
night.
much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night. Bye.